Hello and welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I hope you're all having a magical day. Thank you so much for taking the time to support the channel. I'm Hello Good Game, your host within daily Magic the Gathering Arena content here on the channel. Playing the new format today, Timeless. All of the cards within Magic the Gathering Arena, no bans, a few restricted cards, meaning that we can use one of them in our deck instead of the typical 4, and there are only 3 cards currently restricted. The builds in this deck are through the roof. We're talking turn 3, you done. I hope you went first. We're going to break down a Jund Deathrite deck list, capitalizing on the fetch lands. Putting those lands into the graveyard, exiling them from the grave to ramp out, which is really quite nice. And, well, if you're not ramping in this format, you're probably not going very far. We're going to break down that deck list in depth for you all, discussing the strategies and synergies held within it, demonstrating this in our gameplay footage against both the best decks as well as players in-game. And then we'll finally wrap up with our concluding thoughts and channel news, right? Cool beans. Thank you so much for watching. You can leave a like on the channel, subscribe for future content, join the community Discord, and all that jazz. So, let's go.
It's a new lap record!
Here it is. The Jund Deathrite, a green, black, and red mid-range deck. And it's kind of weird to call it a mid-range deck because of the format is so aggressive. But, you know, it's not an aggro deck, it's not really a tempo deck, and it's most certainly not a control deck. So, not a combo deck either. This is what a mid-range deck looks like. This is pretty quick, homie. The Deathrite Shaman is what we will be building around. A 1-mana, 1/2, tap it, exile target land card from a graveyard, add 1 mana of any color. That is Rampadelphia, if I've ever seen it. We can pay 1, tap it, exiling an instant or sorcery card from a graveyard, and then each opponent is going to lose 2 life. Furthermore, we can exile a creature card from a graveyard, and we're going to gain 2 life, right? So we can deal damage, we can gain life, and we can ramp all within this one creature, which is great. We love it. And then, you know, building around that with the new fetch lands, pay 1 life, sacrifice it, grab, you know, a land of 2 different types. The Foothills is mountain forest. The Heath is forest plains. And the Mire will be swamp mountain, right? This land will come into the battlefield untapped unless otherwise stated. Really, really cool because it will allow us to hold up potentially instant speed mana with an untapped land, or safely play a tapped land to immediately untap on our opponent's end step, which is cool. That can help us get the Triome in. We also have the Stomping Ground, the Tome, and the Crypt, all fulfilling the multi-land type for the new fetch lands, right? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And they're also going to now go to the graveyard so we can sacrifice, sorry, not sacrifice, but exile them with the Shaman to ramp. Aside from that, we are just trying to be as competitive as possible. One of our next cards in deck that you may be unfamiliar with, the Tarmogoyf, pardon my pronunciation, 2 mana. Its power and toughness are each equal to the number of card types among all graveyards, which is not, that's like really, really good. And then the toughness plus gets +1, right? So this is counting both players' graveyards. It's not uncommon for it to be, you know, like a 6/7 for 2 mana, which is really, really good. And then hopefully we can make multiple copies of it with the reflection of Kiki Jiki later on to force our opponent to block, and, you know, hopefully we get some damage in there as well. Our damage output is really versatile within the deck. Like I mentioned, the Shaman, each opponent loses 2 life, and this is a non-legendary that can stack. That's quite substantial. We will also utilize the Lightning Bolt, 1 mana, instant speed, 3 damage to any target, right? So that can just, you know, reach in and grab our opponent's health points near the end if we need, not to use it as removal early on. Great. We will also utilize Sheoldred, 2 copies of this in deck for 4 mana. It's a 4/5, and whenever an opponent draws a card, they're going to lose 2 life, right? So this is really nice to get in to help kill them. And of course, some of these are creatures as well that can just organically attack. The Orcish Bowmaster with Flash, a 1/1 for 2, and when it enters the battlefield, and whenever an opponent draws a card except for the first card they draw each turn, it will deal 1 damage to any target and amass 1. Again, really nice chip damage on our opponent's health total if we don't need to remove anything. The 2 creatures is also, quite beneficial for us as well, right? So we have also, like I said, the creatures that can just attack. That's great. We have a lot of removal within the deck to open up those attack lanes. First off, getting into their hand with the Inquisition. Mana 3 or less, they have to discard. Thoughtseize, any mana value, but we do lose 2 life, right? So we're splitting the difference there, trying to cast the Inquisition early game, Thoughtseize late game. We have card advantage through the questing Druids Seek the Beast for 2 at instant speed, exiling the top 2 until the end of our next end step. We can play those cards, which is great. Or end of next turn. And next end step? It depends when you cast it, I guess. More card advantage through the Fable of the Mirror. You may discard up to 2 cards if you do draw that many. That's going to help us get rid of unwanted cards. It can also fill the grave for the Deathrite Shaman, which is quite nice. In a similar sense, Liliana's +1 ability, each player discards a card, helping fill our graveyard, so the Shaman has a continual stream of things to eat and deal damage to our opponent, hopefully with, or maybe help ramp out. And then also helping power up our Goyf, which is great. Of course, when it enters, you make a 2/2. Whenever it attacks, make a treasure. And then finally, the Reflections is a 2/2 that can pay 1, tapping itself to create a token that's a copy of another target non-legendary creature you control, except that has haste and sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step. It can copy itself for as much mana as you have, which is busted, going to get you combo wins, but also, just your Goyf, potentially the Bowmaster or the Shaman as well for chip damage. So there's a lot of different routes we can take there. We'll utilize the Bloodbraid Elf, 4 mana, 3/2 with haste and cascade. When you cast the spell, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card that costs less. And then you may play that card without paying for its mana value, which is great. And then the exiled cards go on the bottom of your library in random order. So, this can get us a 3 mana, a 2 mana, or a 1 mana spell for free, which is great. And it itself has haste. So, there's getting a free Goyf is great. A free Bowmaster is crazy. Really anything is just straight value, as it will also apply pressure and maybe give us some removal to open up the attack lanes. Maybe just apply more pressure with value, get into their hand. There's lots of different things we can do, which is great. And then, to combo in with Sheoldred on the top end, we're going to use 2 copies of the One Ring. Legendary Artifact with Indestructible. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it, you gain protection from everything until the end of your next turn. That's not going to be pay life that you do yourself, keep in mind. And you can tap it to put a counter on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, you will lose life equal to the counters on it. And when you tap it to put a counter on it, you're going to draw a card as well. So that's the deck. Yeah, I think I've gone through everything here. A lot of damage output, which is really nice, not only through the chip damage of the Shaman, the Bowmasters, Sheoldred, but also through all of the attackers that our creatures represent. The Druid is something, that maybe I didn't mention, as a 1/1. Whenever you cast a spell that's red or black, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So, this can even grow to be quite formidable as well. We've got nice removal. Liliana's -2. Target player sacrifices a creature, and then -6. If you get there, separate all permanents. They control the 2 piles, and then they have to pick one, sacrifice the other, which is quite decent as well. And now we've talked about the deck as a whole, right? So it's pretty cool. We've got Who Endures here. We've got the Mire here for even more utility. The format as a whole is absolutely ridiculous. We're going to talk a little bit about what I think about the formats when we wrap up with today's video. As we've got a couple hours into it now, which was fun. And it's not that bad. I did enjoy it quite a bit. But I do have some strong opinions. So watch to the end. You'll get to hear all that. Of course, like, comment, subscribe, become a YouTube member, join the community Discord, all that jazz if you want to help support. It really does mean a lot. But, just kick back, relax, enjoy yourself as well. Cheers. Let's go.
On the draw, keeping 7. Land seems fine. And, well, can we get away with it? We shall try. Let's kind of hide the fact that we have that for now. Oh, draw Adelphia. Brainstorm is definitely a card to be on the lookout for. I'm going to shrink myself down a little bit here. Mainstream, cannon. There it is. Hello, Miss Maya. Meow. Miss Maya has a sub goal on Twitch, as you can see. We are so close. So if you've got Twitch Prime, you can subscribe and support the channel literally for free and help Miss Maya and myself out. Cheers. All right, we've got a second land in play. It is tapped and it does have indestructible, and we do see a Briber's Purse entering the battlefield with a gem counter on it. Remove a gem counter. Creature can't attack or block. 2. We could go to 3 land. Do we like that? Yes, because it's a Fable. Mana of any color. Just want to double check. Just we're not paying life. Get rid of our land. Grab that red mana for our Fable of the Mirror Breaker on turn 2. Woo! Cooking with gas. A couple really good cards on the back end as well. Another Shaman, Tarmogoyf, pardon my pronunciation, Shoulder of the Apocalypse, and the Orcish Bowmaster. Three mana, can't attack or block. We toss the land for the Shaman. Draw its replacement. Play a land. Attack for a treasure. Hit for 2. Now we slide in Tarmogoyf, trying to pull interaction. There is none. Let's play a second copy. And turn, we do have mana with the first via the land we discarded thanks to the Fable. Which I will do now before that's there. Right, because this is going to go on the stack. So we want to, while that's on the stack, take it. And then we'll play this. And maybe it gets countered, I don't know. But we have to do it there. Let's just hit them for damage. Not too shabby. Another Crypt out. Bonesaw out. Holy Toledo's Dark Ritual making mana now. Whoa. Beseech the Mirror. Hello, Sheoldred. No, I don't know. Into another mirror? Because it gets copied, question mark? Did they copy this somehow? I don't even know what's happening. Is anyone as confused as I am? Are they just beseeching? copies of the Siege? So confused. And this has Storm on it, I'm assuming? Because it's going wild. So that's why they're beseeching copies of the Mirror, because then they can combo this Tendrils of Agony into Oblivion. Good game. Welcome, Timeless. That was wild. Going first. I guess this can make red mana. So we'll keep it. Hey Maya, we'll keep it. Well, we're gonna have to pay for it anyways. We may as well just do it now. It's just our forest. We could have grabbed a red source to pay life with, but you know, I do think we've got a pretty easy out, and then we'll just make treasures after that, right? Never mind. I hate my life. That's what you get. That's what you deserve. Oh, casual 3-4 already. They have their own shaman. Very nice. 2 of them. Wow. Let's just swing. Maybe they swing in. Remember that time we pulled a single land? Oh. We could have fabled there. Bowmaster is out. We'll just hit them with it. Red source off the top. Nice. So slow, though. Just keep attacking. They probably just gain life with the ability, right? And take the damage. Because they can reduce the power of it, right? By exiling from grave. If they, you know, kind of isolate one of the card types like they do here. Very nice. That's interesting. I don't think we had much of an... Well, our hand is actually really good since we got our land. Going first. Keeping the hand. Paying 2 life. Seeing what they have going on. 2 Ragavans. Take 1, kill the other. I mean, the Delver is tempting to take as well. Just popping the land now. I think just straight up take the red. I don't want to pay 2 life. I don't wanna. We already have a black source. We already have a green source. This will be fine. I have to take it. I can't let it transform. In fact, we should have taken it while they're tapped, if we really want to break it down. Third land off the tap, untapped for Fable. The Bowmasters is a priority remove. We see it here with the Lightning Bolt. No land on the turn. We connect with one of our own. Paying for it. And we double drop. Getting the Summoning Sickness off our creatures. I'll tell you what, this 4/5 for 2 mana is not bad. Don't you, Unholy Heat, getting down, getting dirty. Let's hit for 1. Down to 13, 4 cards in hand after the draw. They can draw multiple cards per turn without punishment now. This is just look at and put into hand with Expressive Iteration. It's not... anything to be worried about. Hey, good game, homie. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Going first. Pretty good land. Not super duper sold on the hands. I'm going to take a try on there. Unless we need instant speed 1 mana. That decision's up to us, right? We get to wait and see. So it looks like a Triome to me. Which is pretty cool, let's be honest. Come on, there you are. Hello, hello, hello. And again, with a similar strategy, let's pass over. Brainstorm Adelphia. Would have been nice to have snuck that in play. Why didn't I, you ask? I suck at this game. On the stack, we could have done it. I didn't consider it till, I guess, right after. Right? I'm not going to waste it then. Right, just hold on to it. We could have seriously punished them there. That's my bad. Okay. Never play the first one, right? Always just hold it. And that's why we did kind of pass the turn there. So, we may misplay sometimes, but we do, get down and dirty sometimes. This is an interesting card. I seen it was one of the better cards of the set. They're just paying life. Do they have a combo? Dare you to go down to 3. Even 6. Bowmasters. Oh, this is put into hand, not draw. What are you doing with these, though? At any point, we could get comboed out, and I don't really know the format that well yet. Whenever you discard a card, exile that card from your graveyard. Get blasted. Pay 2 life.
Get blasted. We're so close. Well, there's no counter magic available. It's close. Dark Ritual, adding a bunch of mana. They're up to 5 here. Some pretty cool cards in the format. Right? This is actually a card I was considering for the deck. Instant speed, add 2 mana, basically. Acceptable. Oh, the bubble. And that's just like straight up free value. Cuts 0 mana. Right? Sacrifice it. Look at the top card of their library. Oh, no. They can only be sieged it twice, though. So I don't think it's enough to storm us. But they kind of have to go for it because we're going to get them if they... Yes, this freaking tendrils. They did this 4 times. With the original for 5, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Play a land, cast another tendrils. Laugh like a hyena. They gain so much life. That's ridiculous. Protection's going to help. Let's draw the card. Do we pay life? I think we do. It's probably that or die, right? That's not good. Not entirely sure where our Shieldred is. We do have good defense. I don't know what this is. Save ourselves from the damage that we'll do. Please draw cards. Please draw cards. Do it. We can't wait. We have to go for it. What are the chances of top decking the correct card? Do you know my deck? It's like, no, I'm not working. Should we hold on to this for 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do it now. Could be Bowmaster. Nothing.
In turn. I mean, 1 life is all you need, really. Don't you? They just beseech a tendril and win, right? Okay, clock is out. 1 mana up. This, I believe, taps for a second. These are tight games. They draw Adelphia. And they win because Rusko's sweet ability. Nice. Okay. That's a pretty cool deck. Going first. Really nice hand. Can we make the most out of it? Oh, okay. I mean, definitely the Bowmasters, right? They might take the elf. I don't know. It's hard to say. Just hit for 1. Do they come back into our hand? Okay, Shaman out. 2 of them? Nice. Okay. Let's get our Cascade out right away. Oh, nice. Free Fable? Sign me up. And then let's swing. For 3 to 10? I don't think they'll block. And then hopefully Kiki can copy our Tarmogoyf. Or we won't even get there. Good game. Going first. Great land. Triumph on 1. Playing a little slow, but it's okay. Paying 2 life for the garden. Sprawl out. Choose a color. When it's tapped for mana, it's any color. An additional of any color, okay. These older formats force me to read cards. It's crazy. Abusive. Right? Yeah, I mean, just get it out there. It's not like we need anything to, like, you know, we have cards in hand we're going to cast already anyway, so. They have 2 mana here, right? Yeah. Enchantments, other enchantments you control of Shroud. Shroud. A player or permanent with Shroud can't be the target of spells or abilities. Nice. Pay 1, sacrifice the Grove, search your library for an enchantment card, reveal it, put it in enchantment. What? Reveal it, then put it on top of your library. Let's send this to the grave. Should we dunk on that or just leave it?
Right, we're going to hold up the right, but... And that's going to have Shroud. All right, well, they have no creatures in play. Uh-oh. Okay, double taps for mana, they're going to draw a card. Still no creatures yet. I'm a little worried, though. No land. Shouldered is really good. And we should just slam it. And for one, we do lose an elf, but thankfully there's 2 more in hand. Down to 12, 5 cards in hand. They've got massive draw though, right? Oh, God. Prevent damage and remove a counter. It's got 9 on to start. Good lord. So here's a couple coming your way. Right, just go straight for the Cascade. And we'll try to pile up some damage source. Ooh. Decline. That's really bad. We need to destroy non-land permanent. The creature or planeswalker is kind of good sometimes, but can really get us in trouble. I believe this is 3 different... Because of the Shroud, can we not put counters on it? Question mark. Because shouldn't there already be counters on it? Does the... No, it's... They go. And this should do another, right? No, that just straight up takes it. Interesting. Down to 6. They're taking Shelly. Like, this cannot, you know... Okay. And they've got 3 counters. So we're really in trouble at this point as they stack up. Yep.
Enough with the mysteries. I've come for answer.
Just for sacrifice. 2 more on to the 9 from 3 to 5. 4 more to go. I mean, we're close. They're ready to just pop, though, you know. That's the card right here. Gain 1 life. Draw a card. That will win the whole match. Oh my god. Please do that. They are gaining all the life and drawing all the cards. How will we ever keep up to the madness? Oh, Lord, have mercy. Nine lives, saving the day. That gets them the win, doesn't it? Players can't get counters. Counters can't be put on artifacts, creatures, enchantments, or lands. Good game. Looking for a better hand. Quick mulligan will send us to London. This can be a later card that we discover. Discover is not the correct
What are we doing in this deck? Cascade. Ooh, visits. That's not going to be good. Wow. Very nice. We are taking damage. Kind of crazy. Wow. Shouldn't they have pushed themselves up? Wouldn't this have been a 6-powered creature? Oh, it's 2 target creatures. I'm confused. Did they do that wrong? Question mark. Target creature gets +4/+0 and trample. This was already a 2/2. This could have hit us for 6. Lily out for a minus. Taking care of that second creature.
You're telling me. I've always hated criminals.
And for 1. Alright, it's a pretty good start, to be honest. And the hand we have is... That's an alchemy hand, baby. Yeah. Alright, we're going to take down Lily here.
I knew this was a waste of time.
For 1. I'm going to take it nice and slow. Right, there's no need to concentrate our value on 1 card. Shoulder Red. We will, but let's just wait a bit. Good game. Secondary bow. Nasty in the house. Take for 1. We get the token back. Oh my lord. Let's smash. See where we get to. Shoulder, does it go? Hashtag counterspell. What a legend. Finishing out the match. Yelling at the shuffler. Where's my third land? It's too late now. Good game. Going first, a unique hand, a little slow. But I think with the right draws, we can really get there. Oh, Boros Burn, we're in trouble. Beaumont Courier's so good. I'm always forgetting about this card. I mean, is it really that good, though? We just take it immediately. Get out of here. Curry this. You know? Oh? Taking some damage here. Rolling Vortex. That triggers the Virtue, right? We need a land in the graveyard. You know? They take damage too, which is, you know, we're kind of a damage output deck. They probably have Lightning Helix, Sacred Fire, regular fire. Yeah, yeah. 4 cards left in hand. You just won't stop with that thing, will you? I'm just gonna take it before the exile. Just they could have something new. Untapped. 4 to 15. No land. Bully. Hit for 4 is fairly good, and they take the 5th here through the vortex. Down to 10. We really need our 4th land. Oh, or is that Helix we were thinking of? Cry. Are you really? Your 3rd. Your 3rd. Legendary. More couriers than I've had land. I mean, the 2 bowmasters have been helping. Yeah. We have to push. Set tempo. Force them to remove the goblin. If we keep 2 back, I'm not sure that's good. They need to think about blocks if they have no life gain. We assume there's more Lightning Helix. They're going to hold on to it. What? Throw them both. Confirm the land drop. I think both of them. No, we can make a treasure. But I like the haste. I'm going to haste it. I'm going to haste it real good. Sorry for my tempo, opponent. I know I'm so slow. I don't want to pay life either. All right, Cascade Adelphia. Big money, no whammies. Give me a Liliana. Questing Druid's not bad. Additional creatures, I don't. Oops. Did I just make a fatal flaw? What are the chances? Double lightning strike in hand? That's what's in your hand? All right, going first. Pretty good hand, I think. Let's just get after it. This will be a green source? Unless we're really going for it. And I think we are. You don't know me. 3 life. Ugh. Okay. Delvia. I'm going to take it right now before there's counter magic. Right? Save Lily for the next. Creature is 2 life. Instant sorcery. Damage. I'm going to gain that life, I think, actually. right? Grab that creature from them. Gain 2 life. We had to pay so much life already that I don't want to... We can also exile their land. Take the creature. Oh, I don't have the mana to do that. We only have the tap to make mana. The other abilities cost mana. It's been a long day. Okay. So we could go up to 3. Lily minus. Yeah. Take their land. Just keeping their plays at bay.
Happy to help, but I'm. Haven't you ever
And for
heard
2.
of personal
They could have
space?
flash. We need our land. Losing our shaman. Really? I mean, I'm just looking for it, you know? What? So many games today this has happened to me.
You won't be outsmarting me.
I don't want to risk the Bowmaster on 2 mana, but I will swing in with the token to test. I don't know. We have the land. I just we're really not drawing it. This is nice though. Okay, good damage. Really, really nice. Now they bolt it. They drew that though, and we're already forced to deal with it. They may have wanted to wait until this hit 3, then bolt it. Let it go back up to 1. And discard the ring, I guess.
I'm tired of
We're never
this.
going to get to 4 mana. Right? That's wild. Let's slam down. Pass over. Just hold up the Bowmaster. Down to 8. Nice. Non-basics are mountain. Wow. So I guess I'll be casting you. Lightning Strike still active for the win. Lightning Strike. Lightning Bolt, dude. Lightning Bolt. Good game, good game, good game. On 2 lands. That's ridiculous, right? Going first. Pretty decent hand, I think. Playing slow. It has to enter at some point. Hello. Good game. Oh. Oh. Bubble gonna give it to you. Let's take the creature. And go in their hand. Or force them into removal of the shaman. That's probably not bad either. And then we get the summoning sickness off it. We have 3, potentially 4 mana. They're untapped. They do remove. What's up? Let's see what's going on over there. Right? We do make sure we want to get something. So hopefully they cast that and then we can Bowmaster. A lot of land there. Oh. But they can blast it on the stack. Which is good. Right? We still force it though. Maybe I should have waited. It's hard not to force. Down to 16. 3 in hand. Down to 14. Channeler out. Channeler gone. I'm so glad they paid life for that.
This is my home, and I don't appreciate it. I've always hated crowds.
We also hit for 1. Land out. We do need 4 mana. Ah, Lily's dead. Sad. Kumano.
Nothing
A
more.
card strong enough for any format.
Enough with the mysteries. I've come
3 of them?
for answers.
It's really good.
You ever heard of personal
I'm glad that
space?
Lily was there to help balance. I feel like they still came out quite far ahead of us.
This isn't how things were supposed to go.
Okay. The shuffler is just like, everybody gets 3 of a kind, huh? Wow. I know, man. I know. Like, wild. The shufflers. I was gonna nice them when they did 3 of a kind, and I was like, no, what? You got 2 lilies. It's just the way it goes. But 3 and 3.
To leave.
If they don't get a land, then we can block and force discard Jingotha. They really need a 5th land here. They could also blast our defender. Oh, it's a land. Lucky. Okay, we need removal.
You won't be outsmarting me.
He dies. We trade. Not good.
Oh, that's my cue to leave.
Really nice top deck. Wow. I mean, we still are in top deck mode. Please don't play anything good. No, I mean, let's see what they've got. No more Dragon Rage Channelers, I'm sure. Oh. Land in hand as a bluff. Doesn't need to be in play. Ooh, bubble's good. Get your bubble on. Wow. Casual double draw, fall free. Land. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nice. Ugh, gross. Hit for 2. Try, anyways. Oof. What a card to get off the top. Now I'm due for a top deck, right? After these lands. Within our library, we'll grab a Triumph. Or one of the 2 lifelines, I guess, because the Triumphs we can cycle. Are you kidding me? Well, you got 3 Lilianas. Bro. That's your 3rd bauble. 3rd Dragon Caller. I'm halfway through that. Still doesn't make too much sense. I guess you're bound to hit 3 of some things. Not funny. Thin it out. Oh! I wish I had, like, draw 3 cards and then double draw cards. Oh, nice. Just in the library. We need something. We need a Shieldred. Badly. You've got to be kidding me. Another gas top deck on the other side of the board. Is this one that takes my cards? That was another land. Oh. Check this out. Boom. Thanks. Unfortunately, I just don't think it's enough. Wow. I'm pretty impressed. Shouldered or bust. I am not your 4th Dragon Caller. Wow. Playing slow with the land to do just so. Okay. Very good card. Treasure. Grab my best card out of my deck. Makes sense. It just makes sense. I'm just going to take the Wimbly Nimbly, right, before they get more mana to utilize. Sneak attack. Creature card from your hand into the battlefield gains haste. Sacrifice it. It's a 15/15 with trample. When it dies, create 3/5/5s. Welcome to the format, ladies and gentlemen. Have you played your third land yet? No? You didn't go first? Oh, you didn't go first? I did. I got my third land out. That's not funny. No one makes me bleed my own blood. They had a Thoughtseize to check for traps too. Wow. That's impressive. I absolutely got dunked on turn 3. Jund Deathrite. Decent deck. I like it. Just having some fun with the format. I've not really played a lot of older Magic, to be honest. Some of these cards are new to me. The Shaman, the Goyf, even the Elf. Not that incredible. I mean, I understand it's very easy to understand, but still, it's new to me. The Bolt is brand new. The Inquisition I have played with a little bit, but super rare. It's one of the cards that I did have. Thoughtseize as well goes beside that. We did play with the Lord of the Rings, so the One Ring, the Bowmasters we're very familiar with, and Fable of the Mirrorbreaker was around forever, so that's nothing new either. Questing Beast or Questing Druid, sorry, it was decent. I'm not sure if it belongs there so much, right? I do think that we can just have enough value from the ring instead, or do one or the other, the ring or the druid, and just commit instead of kind of walking the middle ground here. But aside from that, the format's ridiculous. It is kind of like a 1-2-3. So first off, there's a lot of diamond players, which means it's very thin. There's not a lot of individuals partaking. This was my fear. Spreading the individuals that are partaking in the different queue structures out, and we already seen alchemy queue, Baron, especially in best of 3. So today we already see that on day 1, the release, where it should be super popular. Hopefully it gets better. We will see though. However, with that being said, it was a ton of fun, right? I had a lot of fun. Flip side again, because it's so 1-2-3, people are either getting it, blowing you out of the water, which is great. I don't mind losing, it happens. But as a downside to that is if they're not getting it, they're leaving. They're like, well, it's turn 4, I didn't get it, I'm out. And, that's not really great. That doesn't make for a super entertaining match. So, we've seen, me just get pummeled in like some longer matches, as that was the best gameplay where we were really able to record, at least to showcase our deck. Because whenever, we got the early go ahead and like, oh no, we Thoughtseize their best card is like they concede and then that's over. And it's like, well, that's not really the content I want to showcase, right? Just turn 2 concede. Yes. Look how good I am at this game. When all it is another person's frustration, right? So I did find it a little bit difficult to record the content in this format. However, I think that we were able to string some good matches for you entertainment-wise. There's some really cool stuff popping off, and I do think that it's a new format, right? I think that we're going to get a variety of really aggressive turn 3 decks. And then, there's going to be that other subsection, I think, that's going to look to interrupt those decks, right? And honestly, the 2 Inquisitions, the 1 Thoughtseize, it wasn't, you got to like be getting into that hand. There's too much stuff going on there. And at the end of the day, it's arena and very RNG based. Who knows when you drive 5 lands in a row, right? Again, I had a ton of fun. Let me know in the comments if you are interested in seeing more timeless content, as your opinion does mean quite a bit. Video every day. There's so many different formats. Let me know what you enjoy most. Thank you all again. I hope you have a magical day. If you want to support, like, comment, subscribe. YouTube, Twitch, Patreon, all accepting the monthly memberships to support as well. Linktree is up with updated goodies, including my top 100 songs from Spotify. If you want some cat jams, you want to get down while you're climbing that rank, completing your quests, that's pretty cool. I hope you enjoy. And yeah, we'll just see you in the next, yeah?